Former Escape star Latasha Scott is out with a new cover of Chris Brown's song Residuals, a new challenge. And in the song, she reveals the current status of her marriage. It looks like it's been over. But not only that, she's saying that she wants to talk about the residuals that she owes her sister, Tameka Scott.
Hell no.
Here we go now.
Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So if you've been a fan of the channel for a long time, then you remember when we covered and recapped the show, The Queens of R&B with SWV and Xscape. But what we didn't expect when recapping and watching that show was the legendary things that we would get from it over the years, like this.
I am the fifth member. How about that?
And a lot of you didn't realize that this was a Taylor Swift song.
It's me. Hi. I'm the problem, it's me.
I say all that to say, what we didn't expect from recapping and watching that show was the issues that existed within the Scott family. Because, as you know, if you followed the drama of Xscape over the years, Tameka Scott, Latasha Scott's sister, had defended her, even threw Candy under the bus on the radio, which caused the initial breakup of Xscape, only for them to find their way back to each other many, many years later. If you also have been following my channel for a very long time, when I was doing Kempire Radio, I interviewed Latasha Scott and talked about what occurred back then. This is when Latasha was still pursuing a solo career. This was even before Xscape reunited. So in watching the Queens of R&B reality show, so many things came out. But Tameka Scott went on her YouTube channel and revealed even more, including stolen residuals, money, royalties that she was owed. She alleged that Latasha and her husband had taken that money from her, $30,000.
And you throw it in my face, and you want to do a video saying, "Oh, you know how she is." I owned up to that. When I was wrong, I apologize. This time, I'm not wrong. The evidence is here. I'm not talking about this anymore after this. Now the world knows that you are a liar that is doing a gospel album. Thief. Stealing from the church, stealing from your sister, stealing my identity. But what you won't do is steal my pride. Go ahead. Leak the tape that you said you lost. Go ahead. Embarrass your niece. Go ahead. Because you really don't care nothing about them because you would have never stole from them in the beginning. Go ahead and watch what God does. God don't play about me. I don't hurt nobody. I don't do nothing. And the thing I did about Candy, I was in my late 20s.
She even says that she believed that Latasha's husband had stolen her S-tape that she had in a safe that she had at their home. He had taken that and tried to use that against her, threaten her with it. There was so much. If you missed any of our coverage of the saga that is Latasha Scott and Tameka Scott, all you gotta do is put in the search engine, Latasha Scott, Kempire. All the videos of that time will come up. There's just too much to unpack and to talk about. But I wanted to give you just a little information before we get into this. So with the fallout of everything that was happening, we also found out not only did she take the $30,000 allegedly, her sister and her estranged husband, I'm going to say now because the new song is alluding to that they haven't been together for the last 2 years. She also alleged that the gospel contract, remember Latasha Scott put out a gospel album and a Christmas album that all went paper.
Loser!
She also, Tameka Scott, alleged that gospel contract was supposed to be their contract. So she alleged that her sister also took that. As you know, Latasha has made all kinds of excuses.
For me and my sister, we're going to get it together. You know, I'm reaching out. I don't have the answers. I found out about a $30,000 allegation when I watched TV with y'all. Did I take my sister's money? I did not. We were going through so much 10, 11 years ago together as a family. It was one of the things that, I can't lie, we were both at our lowest. We didn't have money. We all lived with my mother. And that's something that, you know, y'all will see on the show where we say that I didn't have anywhere to live. We didn't. And we pulled through. So when you talk about 30,000 that I don't know anything about, all I said is, can we get clarity about it? Because during that time, we both were helping one another. I just need clarity. What are you seeing? What are you saying? Because I have my receipts and you have yours. But we need to sit down as sisters and not go through this in the social media. Like, on social media, it's not good. We need to sit down and figure out what this is, because we can get through anything, but we have to communicate. We have to talk to one another, because you can't get through anything without that. And I've been convicted already of being a thief, and I don't even know what you're talking about. You put up something online with Tameka. We both have receipts. We both have receipts. Let's just get through it. What is this? How do we maneuver? How do we get through this? Whatever it is, Tameka, we can resolve it. This is not nothing that we need to perpetuate and continue to move and make people feel away. This is us. We sisters. We've never not been able to talk about anything, ever. And I don't feel like, because of what's going on in this media, that we should use this platform to down one another or to try to make each other feel less than. That's not what this is. We're supposed to be family. And I want my family back. I don't care about nothing else. And I've always said that I don't care about what people say. It's about what I feel like with my sister, how she feels. And I apologize to you, Tameka, if I didn't hear you. If I didn't hear your voice, I'm sorry. I'm trying my best to make it. I'm trying to weather storms in my own personal life. It's like, I'm not trying to negate how y'all's feelings are. It's like, I have to still have peace within. I got to be able to understand how to move. I don't have all the answers. Being a big sister, you don't have all the answers. Sometimes I make mistakes. I'm human. But with us, we have to resolve this. This cannot dampen or drag us out or make us feel like we don't love each other. We love each other. The love is never going to go. Love doesn't just, you can't throw love away.
Even in all of this drama, somehow always found a way to blame Kandi. And I know what you're thinking. How does this have to do with Kandi?
Well, speak on it.
I said that she didn't sing lead. I said she had an issue with me singing lead. Did she forget that I was in the studio at Jermaine's house and I come out and I hear all this crying? I come out in the room and I said, what's going on? She's standing outside with Jermaine. He's looking vexed and she's looking crazy with tears in her eyes, like, oh, hey, Tasha. I'm like, what's going on here? As I look at him, I'm like, something's wrong. And I need to find out what it is. And when I found out, yeah, she was upset about me singing lead.
We don't know. But somehow Latasha turned this into a Kandi issue, which turned into a back and forth between Kandi and Latasha on their respective social media platforms. I bring to you a song that Latasha covered. Tank is doing a residuals challenge in honor of Chris Brown's 11/11 album winning R&B album. He started the residuals challenge, so Latasha jumped on the residuals challenge. And in the residuals challenge, she says a couple of things that were shocking to all of us. That she hasn't been with her husband in 2 years. You may recall there were rumors that he had a baby with another woman. We saw concerning behavior between these two on the Queens of R&B reality show. It seemed like he was controlling her and she was making nothing but excuses. The group decided to move forward without Latasha. They went on the Queens of R&B tour. It seemed as if she was going to threaten legal action, but Tameka was the other half owner of the xscape name because the sisters both had the ownership of the name. And Latasha made it seem as if they could not move forward with the name without her. And legally, they could, and they did. Only for Latasha to pretty much go into obscurity. No one was trying to listen to her music, not because she wasn't talented, not because she can't sing, because people did not want to support that behavior that her sister alleged after her sister went to bat for her You stole from your sister? She went to obscurity.
Took some time away, I had to sit and face it. Who can I run to? Feels like nobody lately. Reading through them comments, they say you having a baby. I don't know who's lying. Maybe I was blind. And of course I miss my sister, this a crazy feeling. But y'all know family shit be needing time for healing. Even in a marriage, ain't nobody perfect. But we've been split 2 years, and my heart is hurting. Losing my sister was insane. Kicked out of my group and it's insane. Everybody in the media was tearing me down, down, down. I'm only human. Sis, you've got my word. We gon' have some words about the residual.
Hearing this cover song this week, we're all like, oh. So she's alleging, I don't know if I believe this 100%. She's alleging that she is no longer with Rocky, that they have been together for the last 2 years. But she also says that she wants to make amends with her sister. She wants to reunite with her sister. But some people have jokes and they're like, maybe on the remix, she's going to show some accountability. Because when you listen to the song, you don't get accountability from Latasha Scott. At the end of it, she's sort of like, let's talk about the residuals. And I've said, look, we don't need to talk about anything. All we need to talk about is an admission, an apology, and a check. And at this particular point, the Queens of R&B tour was hugely successful. I went to go see it. Those women, first of all, they made a lot of money from the previous tours as the whole group together. When they reunited before the reality show, they made a lot of money after that. Only to find out during the reality show that Rocky, allegedly, had been taking money, making deals behind their back, using their name. We found that out during the reality show. So there was a lot of bad business with Latasha and her husband. So the group did not feel comfortable working with them anymore. So they moved forward, and I'm sure they made a nice bag from the Queens of R&B tour with SWV. Latasha talked about being kicked out of the group in this Residuals cover as well. Girl, you kicked yourself out of the group. They felt like they had tried over years and years to work with you, but they couldn't. I understood why they couldn't work with you anymore. They could not work with your husband. And I don't know if I 100% believe that your husband's still not there pulling the strings. I don't know if this means a reunion is possibly down the line for these women, because I think that is the one of the main factors of an issue with the group. However, Latasha is also a factor because her ego. She loved Rocky because he made her feel like she was the Beyonce of the group, that she was necessary, that they could not move on without her, but they went on and moved on without her. Egos are being crushed in 2025. But as I've said before, and I said this when they tried to move on with this group without Candy, I believe the tones of all of these women make the sound of Xscape. And as someone that went to the Queens of R&B tour, they did well. They did a good job. However, I definitely noticed something was missing. Xscape is nothing without Candy's tone. Xscape, they kind of got away with it and they did better because they had Candy's tone there. However, Latasha and Tameka's tones are similar, maybe because they're sisters. But justice for Tameka Scott. For me, she is the best singer, probably slept on singer of the group. Quiet as it's kept. But I would love, after listening to Residuals, her cover of Residuals, Latasha can sing. I liked it. I was bopping my house like, all right, Latasha, you got me, girl. You got me. But just because you're talented, just because you have the gift, doesn't mean people can work with you. That's the thing. There are plenty of talented people in the world. But if you are problematic behind the scenes and you can't work with someone because you can't trust someone, that is more important. They've tried multiple times to work with Latasha and her husband, and it's just been dead in sight. Guys, as always, I want to know your reaction to Latasha Scott and her new cover of Chris Brown's song Residuals and the messages that she had within that song. What do you think should happen? Do you want to see the group Xscape reunite with all 4 members? Do you want to see Tameka and Latasha make amends? I think we all would like that to happen if it's truly genuine. Let's continue this conversation in the comment section. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.
Here we go now. Here we go.